Hey everybody! So, welcome back to Ask Nanny Q. On this episode, we're going to talk about teenagers. Now, y'all know I don't do nothing with anybody over the age of five. You know I don't. But I am receiving a lot of questions from parents about teenagers. What to do? My baby don't want to talk to me. What if they want to talk about EX? And what about they want to talk about this? Be open to all conversations. Something that worked for me and my family, and this was a few years back: no devices at the dinner table. That goes for me, my husband, the kids, everybody. No devices. Whoever brings a device to the table, they have to go back and put it up. It ain't no, oh, I'm gonna put it right here on the table. No devices at the dinner table, period. No TV on. This is family time. This was something my husband was very big on. And I actually loved it. At first, I was like, we ain't got time to be doing all that. Let's just let us eat. Everybody go back into their, little areas. But he was like, no, I want everybody to sit down and have dinner together. And I was like, okay. All right. And it wasn't bad at all. I'm being very serious. The kids will come in, we will sit down, we will talk about their day. Everybody got a chance to discuss what happened to them that day. All of us got a chance to laugh and talk. Sometimes it wasn't laughing. Sometimes it was going back and forth. Sometimes there might have been an argument. Sometimes something was said. However, we tried to make sure that we worked it out. Something that my husband did, I didn't catch on until a while later, but he would sit down and have open conversations with the kids. Now, me personally, I wasn't ready for it because I was on a healing journey. And that healing journey, I had to accept that I messed up as a parent. And I had to allow my kids to tell me what I did wrong. And I had to take that criticism and be able to, you know, keep it in a place of love and not in a place of hate, because they were trying to tell me, Mama, this is what was going on, this is how we felt, and they were entitled to have those feelings. So I had to learn to say, you know what, I apologize for XYZ. If I made you feel heavy, if I said something out of content, if the words that I said are still trigger words or anything, I had to apologize for all of that. No, nobody has ever apologized to me for the things they did to me. No, nobody has ever said, I'm sorry I said this to you. No, but I wanted to break that cycle. I wanted to be the person who said, you know what? My kids' feelings matter. So let me apologize. Even if I don't even remember half of the stuff they're telling me, I still need to apologize because it hurts them. It's bothering them. So that's what I did. I apologized. I was the bigger person. I sat down and said, hey, I apologize. Even if I don't remember, you remember, so it hurt you. So let me apologize to fix it. Let me heal that area. When we're fixing stuff with our kids, we have to make sure we heal it. Don't just fix it and think everything is all good to the hood, because a lot of times it takes them a minute to digest it. So give them that time. Now, back to the open discussion. So my husband would do this thing where he would take a timer, and we learned this technique from our marriage counselor. Actually, for our 30 minutes, we were able to talk about whatever was bothering us. After we finished talking about it, we had to turn the timer off, put it in a box, and go on by our merry way, which meant for those 30 minutes, no matter how loud, how whatever we said, once that timer went off, you do not allow what just happened or what just said to change your attitude towards that person. You have to go back to whatever was going on. So it was something that we worked on so we could get out our communication without yelling. You get 15 minutes to talk, I get 15 minutes to talk. Or I get 10, you get 10, and then we get 10 to discuss what needs to be done. And we would time ourselves. All right, so this is what we need to do moving forward. And that's what we did with the kids. And it helped a lot because they were able to tell us things that were going on in the school, things that was going on in their life. We allowed them to make some decisions. And sometimes they wouldn't tell us nothing until shit hit the fan and it was everywhere. And that's just a kid being a kid. We had to get out of that always trying to rescue them but allow them to make some mistakes. Because what I've learned is that my mistakes don't mean that my kids will have those mistakes. So what I'm saying is, when I moved out by myself, I was homeless, I had all this bad stuff happen. I didn't deter my kids from moving out to start their own life, because that happened to me doesn't mean it's going to happen to them. When I was in high school, it was bad. I went to a school in South Memphis. I watched people get shot. I didn't been we would have drive-bys every other Friday. All of that stuff went on. But that happened to me. So I couldn't put that fear on my kids. You're following? You can't put what happened to you on your kids. You can't always try to jump in front of the universe and say, they don't need to do this. They don't need to do this. Because then the universe will take all of the stuff that's supposed to happen to them, and it'll happen to you. You can't interfere with what the universe is trying to do. Because that right there is throwing off something. If you always try to jump because you don't want them to get hurt, or you don't want them to feel this, or you don't want them to do this, you should be able to say, you know what? You got this. And the prayers that I've been praying over your life, they're going to continue to guide you, keep you, and you'll have grace and mercy. So you can make those decisions. But you have to be open to talk with your kids. Stop trying to make decisions for them. You teach them. And hopefully whatever you're teaching them, it works. But allow them to make decisions. If they don't want to play with other kids, that's fine. They don't make them. If they just want to sit in their room and look at TV or whatever for the day, that's fine. But have a cutoff time. Cut the Wi-Fi off in the house. That way they have to come out their room and do something. But when they come out their room and they start bothering you, don't be like, go on somewhere. Because you wanted them out of their room. So now you have to find activities for them to do together. Do things as a family. Now that teenage, 13 to 17 or whatever that is, that's, guys, remember when we were that age and we wish we had somebody to talk to? Be that person for them. Be that person you wish you had when you were their age. Allow them to open up to tell you what's going on. Allow them to be free to talk to you and not feel like, if I tell her this, I'm going to get in trouble. No, some things your kids really have to tell you, and they shouldn't get in trouble for it. They're going to do a lot of things. They're going to mess up. It's not your job to always criticize them when they mess up. You made mistakes. You know how it feels to be criticized for every mistake that you made. So let it slide. They're learning. Help them. Don't criticize them. Don't be so hard on them. Allow them to make mistakes and help them. Don't always try to be the way, I told you so. That don't help. Make sure that you're being that gentle person that you wish you had when you were a teenager. Make sure, I ain't saying be their best friend, dap it up, but at a level your kids should be able to talk to you. My kids tell me every damn thing, and some stuff I don't want to know. Yeah, some of it I don't want to know. But I'm happy we have their relationship. So, let's make sure we're giving them that space. Let's make sure that we're allowing them to make some mistakes. Let's make sure that we're allowing them to be a person. So, yeah, the behavior problems are going to come. Make sure you watch your words. You always bad. No. I don't know where this behavior problem is coming from, but we're going to have to find out to fix it. And if you feel like it's too much for you, send them to therapy. Allow them to journal. And parents, you journal too. Dads, I have a book. An affirmation book so you can journal. So you can get those thoughts out. Mom, journal. Get everything out that you ever really wanted to get out. Get those things out. Allow your kids to get those things out. Do family therapy. Do family events. And remember, anytime a child is frustrated about change, remember how you feel when things change. Remember how you feel when your schedule changes last minute. You get frustrated. They get frustrated too. Don't take away their feelings and their emotions because of their age. They still have those. So let's make sure that we're doing whatever we can to come off as a loving parent, not as a I told you so parent, because they get enough of that in the world. And don't sugarcoat shit. Because if you don't tell them, somebody else gonna tell them, and you rather tell them than somebody else. Thank you for listening to Ask Nanny Q YouTube channel. If you have any questions, please make sure to hit us up on AskNannyQ.com. Thank you guys.